It's thunderstorming outside, and I thought it'd be a great idea to record a diary entry. I was talking to someone a few days ago about how much I'm into musicals, and they called me a musical junkie. And that kind of surprised me because I don't consider myself as into musicals as to be considered something like a musical junkie or to have crossed some arbitrary threshold into being a musical fanatic. Even though upon reflection, the writing's kind of on the wall. I spend a lot of my mental effort talking about and consuming, thinking about musicals all the time. Like anytime I need to put on some sort of background music, like when I'm at work or something, I'll put on musicals. And really my surprise as to how he viewed me versus how I consider myself stems from this constant theme in my life about belonging and feeling like I don't belong anywhere. I remember during middle school and high school being a sort of part of a group of friends, and upon reflection I know that I definitely did belong in that group, but as I was going through it, there was always something in my mind preventing me from saying like, yeah, this is where I belong. There was always something like, I'm not artistic enough, or I'm not outgoing enough. I was just not enough of something to be a part of that group. And I think that's part of the underlying problem, just never seeing myself as enough to say, yep, I found my spot here. Anytime the question comes up, I always seem to find something to convince myself that, no, I'm still just an outsider. During high school, it was, well, my group of friends, they're not all in honors and advanced placement classes, so I'm obviously not exactly one of them. But then when I was looking at like people who were in honors classes who I did sort of interact with and consider kind of my friends, it was, well, I'm not doing as well as them, or they are obviously way smarter than me, so I'm not really part of them either. A part of this is sort of a fear of considering myself something and then being told or learning that no, I'm actually not that. Like, I'm getting too ahead of myself, too excited about something or being something when upon reflection it's like, no, I'm overly gung-ho about this. I'm wrong. And then another part of it is just being subject, I guess, to our monkey brains trying to place things into neat categories while also not really defining what are the boundaries of that category or knowing what other people consider the boundaries of that category. And thinking about it now, if I ask most people who would act as gatekeepers for those things, they probably couldn't give me a good answer or anything helpful. And then going back to the inciting incident, I was talking with Tarbuk Transom and The Very Mask about levels of being into musicals. Like, what sort of class are you in relation to how into musicals are you? And when they were helping me to parse through what the different qualifications would be, I started to realize, no, I've just been short-selling myself for a lot of this. And while on one hand, it makes me feel a little better, like, hey, I think I can call myself a musical junkie or fanatic, another level of it is just being concerned, well, what if they're wrong? What if they don't know enough about you? Like, what if they're missing something that would obviously make you not this thing that you're trying to say you are? And really, that goes into a different issue that leads into probably what's going to be a future diary entry. It's really not helpful to be concerned about gatekeepers and trying to put concrete labels on myself, because really what it does, for the most part, if I can doubt it, then it's just going to cause me more grief than anything. Like right now, where I'm living, I'm with some pretty intelligent people, and even though I can tell that I'm not exactly at their caliber, but I am at least a good way up, I'm still prone to thinking, I'm totally dumb. Which I know isn't the case, but it's like my brain wants to use any sort of excuse it can to say, nope, I just don't belong here. And it's terrible because then it's like, what can I say to tell myself that I belong here? Can I ever satisfy this seemingly unsatiable sort of goal or threshold? What boundary do I have to cross in order to be able to tell myself that I can belong somewhere? Sometimes I'll be scrolling subreddits on topics that I'm very passionate about, like not just musicals, but something like Degrassi or Phantom of the Opera. And even still, even though I know that I put a lot of time and effort into learning about these things, and I'm probably, maybe about at least as well read on these topics, there's still a part of me that thinks, well, I'm just misremembering things, or I can't carry a conversation about this sort of topic, which I know is not the case because I do, and I'm making videos about these things. Part of me wants to be optimistic and hopeful that this reflection on the desire to belong and how I keep sort of discounting any thought that I might actually fit in somewhere, maybe this will help me to sort of accept any thoughts I might have and yes, I belong here, and ward away or at least be able to recognize when I'm irrationally thinking that no, I haven't crossed some sort of arbitrary boundary, or I haven't filled this very vague criteria that I'm never going to answer because it's very easy to just get caught up in, nope, just not good enough. Okay, I'm done, I guess. It's extremely easy to fall into that sort of thinking. But I guess if any good has come out of this already, it's I can feel secure in the idea that I'm a person who is very much into musicals and has a level of knowledge about them. I'm not at the level of dipping my toes into this world anymore. I have knowledge about it now. And I guess in Sims 2 terms, I've built enough enthusiasm in this area to be a musical junkie. So on a different note, away from all that heavy stuff, I am now on vid.me. You can find me at, I believe it's just vid.me/NotAVampyre with a Y, cause why not? Right now, I'm uploading all the videos that I currently have out there, and my plan is to upload concurrently onto YouTube and vid.me, and so they'll come out at the same time. It seems like an interesting place to be, or at least a little more personal than the feeling I get reading around about YouTube. Like when you look at YouTube's policies, it seems very like you're probably going to interact with a robot if you try to make a report, whereas with vid.me they make it clear, no, you're going to talk to a human. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you have a good one. Oh no, the thunder's gonna kill us all.